Hello, dear Imani. What's up, everyone, and welcome back to another episode of Dear Imani. I'm your host, Imani, obviously. So, for today, we're going to just jump right into the topic because it is juicy. We're talking all about pick me's, pick me girls, pick me behavior. And I want to do this topic because it's just something that we can all kind of relate to. Either we're pick me's, hopefully not, or you know someone that's a pick me and they show pick me girl or pick me behavior all the time. So that's what we're gonna talk about today. So if you don't know what pick me behavior is, I got you because I looked it up on Urban Dictionary. And the original definition of it is like pick me girl. So that's what I'm gonna read. So a pick me girl, a girl who goes out of their way to impress boys and make them seem like they're not like other girls, otherwise known as internalized misogyny. It's not the easiest to explain, but when you see one, you'll know she's one for sure. They usually do this to be accepted by boys. So that's what a pick me girl is. And I know now that I've read that definition, you can probably think of somebody in your head that's a pick me girl, whether you went to high school, middle school with them, or maybe if it's yourself. That definition made you think of somebody. So sit on that. I called this episode Pick Me Behavior because men can be pick me's too. And as we go through the submissions, there are some stories that are about men. So I called it Pick Me Behavior, but the overall gist of it is pick me girl. All right. So something that is personal, I'll start with my own pick me behaviors that I have witnessed. And this one is probably going to trigger a lot of you because I know when I say it, you're going to be like, oh my God, I remember this guy in high school. So you remember you're like in high school, you're giving your friends hugs, and one guy comes out of nowhere and he's like, where's my hug at? And that is pick me behavior. Like if I wanted to give you a hug, I would have gave you a hug. You're over here thirsting for it and asking for it. That is like the ultimate grand supreme of pick me behavior, in my opinion. And that's coming from a man. Another one that I have witnessed or have been a victim of is when you dress really cute in school and girls are upset because you put in effort to look cute. And they're like, why are you wearing that? Or like, why are you wearing those heels? Why are you wearing those booties to school? It's just, I don't care. I just wake up and put my pajamas on and go to class. It's like, well, that's you. And I'm looking like a bad bitch. So why are you trying to make it seem that you should bully me or talk mess about me because I'm looking cute? So that is pick me behavior. And we're going to dive into that a little bit more because a lot of you submitted topics that were kind of along those lines. But those are my personal pick me behaviors that I cannot stand and I've witnessed and been a victim of myself. So now we're going to get into the ones that you submitted. Right when I put this week's episode is about pick me behavior, y'all went crazy. Like you were 100% ready for this episode. You knew exactly what you wanted to say because it reminds you of someone. Like we all have a story of when, like I said, either we were a pick me or you've experienced someone else being a pick me and it made you cringe. So you guys were ready to go with this. So let's just get right into it. Let's see. So pick me behavior submissions. The first one. When a girl tries to make you look bad in front of guys slash a guy you like. Yes. To me, that is the most dangerous kind of girl ever, is a girl that tries to do that. Because what that tells me is that you would do anything for a guy's attention. You would try to put me down, try to make fun of me, try to mock me. You probably would even leave me at a party by myself because you're trying to have like be in front of a guy and have his attention. So that is a huge, huge pick me behavior. And I personally have not experienced that where someone tries to make me look bad in front of a guy because that would not fly with me. Instantly, I'm like, okay, we could talk about this later because you try to play me in front, not even just in front of guys, but don't try to play me in front of people in general. Like that is not a friend to start kind of picking at you and making fun of you and call out your flaws in front of somebody else. Like that is never okay. But especially in front of a guy you like, let's just segue. I liked my boyfriend now for a long, long time before he even knew who I was. And if someone ever tried to make me look stupid in front of him before then, I don't fight, but I think I would have given him the hands, honestly, because that is just so, so annoying. Pick me behavior. Okay, next. How are we still witnessing grown women say they get along better with men because they are less drama? Like, you are a girl. Where is the loyalty? Facts. I've talked about this already on this podcast, but that's a huge, huge pick me behavior situation. when, I don't hang out with girls, I just hang out with guys. To me, that's instantly like, okay, girl, you need to get you some girlfriends. And I last week on the episode, I talked about all about friendships, talked about girl gangs and the importance of having that in your life and the significance of that. So when you're one of these girls like this, like I only hang out with guys because they're less drama, then I honestly feel bad for you. So huge, huge pick me behavior. All right. When they break up with you and then get sad that you didn't chase after them. I feel like a lot of people are like this, honestly, because even though if you break up with someone, you still want that chase. That's so toxic. You broke up with the person, so why are you wanting them to chase you? Like, you should be happy that they're not chasing you so you can move on with your life. But I know this is coming from a guy, so he's talking about a girl, and girls are a lot of times, we could be a little needy and we like the chase because who doesn't, low key? And so I feel like that's a little bit toxic to be upset that someone didn't chase you. So that's like the definition of being a pick me because you chose to leave someone and now that they're not going after you, you're like, hey, don't you want me back? Because then if they chased you, you would be like, ew, why are you chasing me? I told you I was done with you. So you really can't win in that situation. So that's definitely pick me behavior. All right, let's do the next one. When people talk about how tiny they are and how they need to lose weight. Okay, so this to me is, and this was actually submitted a couple times, like here, a couple times. Another one after this, I'll just read this one too because it's the same thing. It says, when people talk about how tiny they are and how, oh, I just read that, they need to lose weight. Oh, and this one, someone who knows they have a tiny figure and says, look, I'm so fat, and shows their abs while doing it. This is very much pick me behavior. This is annoying too, just because you're just fishing for attention or compliments at that point. You're not blind. Like you can look in the mirror and know that your figure is on the smaller end, or you are skinnier, or you are tiny, or you have an quote unquote ideal body of what people or society would want. So when you walk around talking about how much weight you need to lose and how you're so fat and so this, you're waiting for someone to say, no, you're not. And no, you don't need to lose any weight. You're fishing for compliments, which is very much pick me behavior, in my opinion. And also, I think people that do this also need to read the room. I do understand that everyone has challenges with their body. So even if you are a size 2, there are things that you might want to change. You might want to tone up, and it's no one's business to tell you that you can't do that or speak about that out loud. Talking about weight isn't for only a certain group of people. Like if you're on the smaller end, you can talk about your body and talk about your weight. I'm not excluding you from that conversation, but I do think some of you guys need to read the room. Like I talk about weight loss and me wanting to lose weight and eat healthier and lose 20 pounds, but I also read the room when I'm doing that. Like I'm not going to go in front of people and be like, I want to lose 20 pounds and blah, blah, blah. If maybe if they're bigger than me, because it's just like, I look annoying. It looks like pick me behavior. You just read the room and talk about it amongst your other, tiny friends. And also, what's the idea of wanting to be, I'm so tiny. Like, I'm so tiny. You know those TikToks when the girls like put their phone way up here and they're like looking up like this, like, I'm so tiny. And it's like, why do you want to be so tiny? We're grown. Like, stop doing that. So stop saying I'm so tiny and I'm so little. And I just, no one wants to hear all that. It's very, very much annoying. All right. When your friend starts acting funny when guys come around. Yes, kind of touched on this, but we'll elaborate. This, once again, is something that I think is extremely dangerous because I look at it like, I don't know what kind of friend you are at this point. You would put a guy over me. So if we've been friends for however long, or girl code or whatever, and a guy comes into the picture, and you might not even like the guy, it's just because some people just love attention from men. So you could have no interest in the man, but as soon as they come around, you start acting funny because you like the attention that they're giving you, or you want to seem like you like them so they can give you more attention. And that to me is dangerous because as soon as we step into a setting where we're at a party or something and I'm ready to go, or we're not ready to go, and we only came together, a guy comes around, you start acting funny, you leave with him, I'm stuck at the party by myself. And I'm sure some of you have experienced that. So to me, that is a dangerous friendship. I would not want anyone in my life that instantly starts acting weird or funny or trying to call out my flaws or being extra, like too extra when men come around. Because that's just so crusty and dusty anyway. Like, you really care about men, you care about men that much, it's never that serious. Like, men are just men. Why are you? No, no. So very much pick me behavior. Okay, next one. Entertaining slash co-signing men who talk shit on women. Oh yeah, yeah. If you okay, men and podcasts. Let's just start there. Not all podcasts, but a lot of podcasts that men host, all they do, their platform is based off of misogyny. All they do is talk about women, what they don't want a woman to be doing, just all the cons of what a male podcast is. They exude all of it. And I know exactly, you guys know exactly what I'm talking about. And so women that sit there and co-sign it and don't check these men right then and there that's big pick me behavior. Unless if you actually just believe what they're saying, then you're just giving stupidity at that point. But if you're not and you're just agreeing because you want to be liked that badly, that is very much pick me behavior. Co-signing men talking shit about women, ill, disgusting. That makes me want to throw up. I hate that with a passion. So if you're doing that, you need to reevaluate your entire life because you're also a woman. Like, how cringy is that? Someone's talking about, oh, a woman's place is this, and a woman should be doing this, and she should be wearing this. And you're like, yeah, she should. Okay. If you want to live in Gilead and be in Handmaid's Tales, then go off, but not the rest of us. So pick me behavior. Yeah, that one got me fired up. All right. A girl asked me, would you consider yourself fat in front of boys? What is wrong with y'all? What is wrong with y'all? Why are you feeling the need to try to call somebody out or show someone's quote unquote flaws in front of a group of guys? That is so disgusting to me. Would you consider yourself fat? What? Well, first of all, why is that even a question? Why are you even asking me that? I don't know. What do you think I look it? And if I do, oh well, like who cares? Why are you even asking me that? And especially in front of guys, you're trying to just belittle me in that scenario. And then what, you want all the boys to laugh at me and be like, yeah, I think she is. Like, what did you want? What was it? What did you want from that? What did you expect from that situation? What were you, trying to get out of that whole thing? So very much pick me behavior. I mean, like I read the definition, anything that a girl is doing so she can get the attention of guys is usually pick me behavior. But y'all are coming with some, would you consider yourself fat? Maybe. I don't know. Yes, no. Why are you asking me? No. Okay. A girl in high school talked about her pole dancing lessons constantly. Okay, maybe she was just excited that she learned how to pole dance. I don't know. Pole dancing, okay, segue. If you guys ever watch or have been to a strip club, or honestly, your homework for this week is to watch this show called P Valley. If you know, you know. And it's all about, it's based in the strip club. And the strength that these women have is unbelievable to be on that pole. Like, you try going to a pole class and turning around, that's going to be difficult. So that's true talent right there. So if I'm playing devil's advocate, she might just be really impressed with herself and proud of herself to, being in this pole dancing classes. To me, I feel like if she's saying it when it's a bunch of guys around, then that's definitely pick me behavior. It depends on when this is like being brought up. Is it just random? Like, a guy comes around, she's like, oh, by the way, I take pole dancing classes. And so he could be like, oh yeah, I want to hear about that. Then that's pick me behavior. But if she's just like at lunch, like, oh my gosh, you guys, last week at my pole dancing class, I had so much fun. I learned this new trick. Then not pick me. She's just sharing her life with you guys. So you can kind of gauge that with where she's kind of talking about it and when she's bringing it up. So I'm not going to give her pick me behavior exactly, but we'll sit on it. Okay. All right. Oh, my friend's ex-friend walking around with her top off during vacation with couples present. Wow, I'm just reading these like, what is wrong with y'all? Why would you do that? I don't care how close you are. Like, if you're with a double date or three other couples, that's just not appropriate. I'm someone that I love to be free and be naked and all that kind of stuff, but if there's a time and a place. I'm not going to be running around naked in front of my friends boyfriends or fiancés or husbands, because that's one, that's just inappropriate. I would just never do that. And then two, that's not respectful to my friend and her man. Like, what am I doing? And that's not respectful to my man either. It's just not respectful at all to be doing that. And it's also cringy. Like, you're walking around with your top off on vacation with your other couple friends around. Like, what is the point? And I get it. You could be like, free the titty. Like, I'm all for that. But time and place, sis. Like, what do you, because I look at it like, oh, you're trying to show off. Like, you're either trying to show off or you're trying to get attention of some sort, or you want people to look at you. And I would never, ever, ever want any of my friends, significant others, to be looking at me in a way that could possibly be sexual, because that's just inappropriate and gross, because we're all friends and I'm a good friend, like I said last week. And I taught y'all how to make good friends. And that is not a good friend. So if you have a friend running around vacation or running around anywhere with her top off in front of all these other couples, not only is that a red flag, she's not being a good friend, but she's also a pick me. And I just put all of my episodes in one scenario just now. So go me, period. Yeah, pick me, pick me, pick me. All right, the next one. Putting down girly girls because she's different. I don't like that. This idea of, so pick me girls too, they kind of remind me of when, and by all means, girls can like sports, obviously. I'm not saying that. But when the girl is like, I love sports, I watch football all day, I love video games, I love anime, but you're doing it in a sense of you only like it because you think it's a male dominated, because it is a male dominated situation. So you want to be included in that. So you look like the cool girl, So this is the same girl that I'm talking about that I didn't like growing up. Is, why are you dressed like that? Oh, I just wake up and put my pajamas on. It's like, well, bitch, that's you, because I'm gonna wake up and be cute. That's what this energy kind of gives. Like, girly girls, a girly girl to me is like, you like makeup, you maybe love the color pink. Like, clearly that's me. I love pink. It's my favorite color. You like the color pink, you like makeup, you like fancy outfits, you like aesthetic brunches or whatever the case may be. But when people look down on that because they don't necessarily like that, or they don't like to try as hard, that is pick me behavior. It works. It's two different spectrums. It could be pick me behavior if you're getting dressed and trying to impress guys by wearing like super hot outfits and doing your makeup every day. Then that can be pick me behavior because you're doing it for guys. But on the other end, it could be pick me behavior to not try at all because you're trying to seem like the cool, like the quote unquote cool girl, because I don't get dressed. I don't do nothing. I just get up and come to class. It's like, okay, crusty McDusty, get dressed. What are you doing? Like, what are you doing? Same thing with the airport. Like, this is a segue, but when people go super crusty to the airport, which is totally fine because I definitely do that. I am that girl. But I also realize like the airport is where you're going to be around the most people. So why do we feel like we should be crusty and dusty there? Same thing with school. Like, girls, when the example, oh, I just get up and go to class. Girl, we're in front of a bunch of people. Let's just put ourselves together. But yeah, that's a pick me behavior situation for sure. All right. The forever single girl who talks shit on any girl her guy friend is dating. Okay, this one is funny. It kind of goes hand in hand with the I only have guy friends situation. But that girl that only has guy friends, and that's where it gets, because we kind of talked about this before in a previous episode of like when a guy only has girlfriends, it makes you just feel like, and vice versa too, because you're kind of thinking, does this girl like deep down like my man, And so if the forever single girl who's talking shit on any girl, any guy of her friend is dating, is definitely a pick me girl, just because what are you talking mess about? Like, is it always just something that you're just being nitpicky, or you're just telling her, oh, she's not pretty enough, she's not this enough? Like, why do you care so much? If you want to date him, then just date him. You have all access. That's your best friend, right? This is my best. This is like my brother. Oh my God, I hate when girls say that. This is like my brother. Girl, it is not your brother. And if you got the chance, you'd probably send nudes. So it's not your brother. So stop saying that. Unless you grew up with him, then maybe. But so many of you are like, that's my brother, but you met him 3 days ago. That's not your brother. It's not your bestie. No, that's pick me behavior. You don't need to be with your guy friend and telling him and talking mess about the girl he's dating or seeing all the time. Unless it's things that you're actually worried about, like her character quality or things like that. But don't just be talking mess, because that just makes you seem like a pick me, but also a hater, which is worse than a pick me, in my opinion. All right, this is for the men. Men with loud ass cars. Obviously, something is wrong with you. Okay, the mufflers, I think that's what it's called. The mufflers that are just so loud, brum, brum, like on the freeway. I'm like, what are you doing? Your car's not even going that fast. Your car is extremely loud for no reason. So this is very much pick me behavior. You want everyone to look at you. You turn in your car, you driving the freeway, you want everyone to go, "Ooh, that car is so cool, so fast." I promise you, no one is doing that. Not a single person is like, "Oh, that car's so cool. I want to be just like that dude when I grow up." No, you're like, "Shut up. Your car's too loud. It's too loud." It's the same thing when people talk about men with like just the biggest trucks. It's like little man syndrome, I guess. I don't know what they call it, something like that. Because like, why do you have the biggest truck in the world? What like, unless your job is in that field where you need to carry a bunch of stuff, but it's just you and you work like in corporate America. Why do you have that big old truck? It gives off that same energy. You just pick me. You just want people to look at you. If you wanted people to look at you, then just ask. Like if you want a compliment, I can just give you one. You don't need to have a loud ass car. All right, my last one that you guys submitted. Oh, yes. Cooking my ex every meal out of the kindness of my heart. Definitely pick me behavior. Yeah. So if that's your love language, then I think that's fine. Like if you literally like to cook meals and you grew up cooking and that's just something that you've always liked to do, then that's your love language. And I think that's okay. It's not necessarily pick me energy. It's not necessarily you're trying to be like this domesticated housewife. You could just like to cook. But you said it yourself, you were being a pick me. And I do think a lot of women do this because they want to feel like they're able to serve their significant other, serve their man in this way that gives them value. So then the man's like, "Oh yeah, my wife cooks, she brings me dinner, she blah blah blah." But I'm like, "Sis, you're working too." Back in the day when men just were born, went to war and died, then yeah, maybe you would cook every meal. But in today's time, when the woman is also working a 9 to 5 and taking care of this, taking care of that, where do you have time to cook a man's meal? All his breakfast, lunch, and dinner? You're cooking breakfast, lunch, and dinner for somebody, and you're both working and you both have two hands to cook? No, that's pick me behavior. Unless, like I said, it's your love language and you genuinely like doing it, then go off, sis. But if you don't really like doing it and you're doing it because you think he's gonna choose you, pick you, love you, then you're doing it for the wrong reasons. And that's definitely pick me behavior. All right. So that was your submissions for all the pick me behavior that you have experienced. Okay. Now I'm going to read these two stories that were definitely pick me behavior. And I thought they were so hilarious that I had to share. Okay. This first one. I'm not proud of this, but back in the day, I was really new to dating and coming out as gay was something that I was not comfortable doing yet. And I would do anything to get boys to notice me or think I was unique. There was a guy I had a crush on, and he said he liked to play basketball. So I told him I also played, which was a total lie. I just wanted to be different. I was a pick me. Before I even knew what that was, he picked me up to play at a park nearby, and I tried to flirt and get him to basically scratch the idea of playing ball and take me out to eat instead. After not even 5 minutes of playing, he stops and goes, "Why did you lie about being able to play? When I tell you I wanted to die right then and there, I told him I played when I was 9." He took me home and we never spoke again. Yes, that is very much pick me behavior, but I'm glad that you have grown from that situation and you've learned from that, and hopefully you would never do that again. Lying to someone about what you do, your hobbies, or what you like will only put you in situations like this. Truly, you will only get either ghosted or caught in your lie because they're going to find out what you do in the dark comes to the light. And you really thought that he wasn't going to notice that you didn't know how to play basketball? That's an active, kind of hard sport. Like you got to know what you're doing. You got to know the plays. You got to know. I don't even know anything about basketball, but you got to know what you're doing. So you were definitely a pick me, but I'm glad you were aware and you've learned from that situation. All right, here's the next one. When I was dating my ex boyfriend, we were semi long distance while in college, and I would visit maybe once a month. One of his platonic girlfriends will always have pick me behaviors. Example A, trying to be the first one to text him at midnight on his birthday. Example B, she will also try to bring up any inside jokes to make me mad and try to make yourself seem closer to my boyfriend. Example C, writing random things on his Facebook timeline back when that was the thing. And example D, giving him a nickname. The worst part is my ex was totally unaware, played along, and thought I was overreacting. Hence why we are no longer together, because hell no. Ooh, pick me, pick me, pick me. Let's dissect this because you gave examples and I like that. So we'll start with the first one. Example A, trying to be the first one to text him at midnight on his birthday. Pick me. I know you're waiting up. You're waiting up to be like, happy birthday, happy birthday. You're 11:59, you have the text drafted and ready to text him. It's like, why are you exerting so much energy for someone that's not yours? Because you want them to be yours. Pick me behavior. And you know he has a girl. Example B, she would also try to bring up any inside jokes to make me mad and to make herself seem closer to my boyfriend. So you as a girlfriend, you're visiting your man in school once a month. And the one time you come around, this girl wants to keep saying, oh my God, remember when we did this? Remember when we did that? Remember that one joke? No, I don't remember anything because I wasn't there because I don't go to the school and you know this. So why are you trying to get all these insiders with my man? That is pick me behavior because you know what you're doing. I guarantee you this girl was not trying to say all these inside jokes when you weren't around. She was not doing that. As soon as you stepped onto his campus, she wanted to bring up all the memories that they shared together. And you know what? I'm gonna give you an example. So I'm gonna just spill the tea. My boyfriend has a friend, and no names need to be named, but when we were on FaceTime with her before, and she had the nerve to say, oh my God, Alex, I still have your shirt. What? Bold, 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 bold. Mind you, she had this shirt in college. And my boyfriend graduated college a long time ago. No, I mean, not like that, but he graduated college a while ago. And there was no need to bring that up. Oh, I have your shirt. What was your point in that? You wanted to kind of remind me that I used to mess with your boyfriend or whatever the case may be, or I have your boyfriend's shirt. I have his property from a long time ago. That is pick me behavior. And that's what this kind of gives me. It's giving that same energy of like, oh, remember this happened and remember that happened. Trying to have insiders. I don't like that. No, pick me behavior. Okay, example C, writing a random thing on his Facebook timeline back when that was a thing. Yeah, it's another way to show how close you are. We're so close. I write you random things on your timeline that your girlfriend would never, ever even know what we were talking about. Pick me behavior. And the last one, giving him a nickname. I don't like that either. I mean, if you have been friends, how I look at it like this. If you've been friends with somebody for a long time since childhood, or you went to college with them and like you're older now and it's just a long time ago and you guys are both moved on, then yeah, I think that it's a way to have platonic relationships with people. I think that's totally capable. People are capable of doing that. But the issue comes in is when people are trying to be shysty with how they're doing it. It's like, because then this girl could be like, I don't like him. And it's like, yes, you do, because you're being shysty with your behavior. And I do not like that. So absolutely pick me behavior. And I'm so glad you are not with this person anymore because they did not respect you. And then to think that you're overreacting. Oh my God, that is the worst thing a man could do. Oh, you're overreacting. Oh, we can show you overreacting because this is nothing. You're voicing your concern. And if anyone makes you feel like you're overreacting because you're voicing your concern, or you're irritated with something, or you're expressing your feelings and they try to make it seem like, oh, why do you feel like that? Oh my God, you're overreacting. Oh my God, you're so dramatic. No, I'm not dramatic. I'm upset and I have every right to express that to you. Yes, red flag. All right. Now for the Dear Imani. I asked you guys on my Instagram, Dear Imani, is this pick me behavior? And I got some good ones. So the first one, Dear Imani, girls who make fun of you for being fit and going to the gym. Yes, this is the same lines of the girls that get annoyed when you're dressing really cute, or when you wake up at 5 a.m. and go on a hot girl walk and make avocado toast and drink iced coffee and you film it. Those same girls are making fun of those girls too, because it's just like they think, oh, you think you're better than me because you try? It's like, no, but if you think I'm better than you, then probably. I don't know. Why are you so upset that I'm trying to make myself fit or trying to be healthy or trying to look good? I just don't like that. Like, let people live, let people be. You don't need to judge someone because you wouldn't do it. If you don't want to work out every day, if you don't want to wake up at 7 a.m. and go to a workout class and do whatever, then you don't have to, but you don't have to look down on people that are putting time into themselves. So very much pick me behavior. All right, dear Imani, is this pick me behavior? A friend of mine said, OMG, I have never, oh, sorry, let's start that over. Okay, is this, dear Imani, is this pick me behavior? A friend of mine, of my man, said, OMG, I have never heard of you. When did this become a thing? 8 months into our relationship. 8 months into your relationship. Okay, so you have one or two things. Either your man didn't talk about you yet, which if that could be a red flag, it could not be a red flag, but that doesn't even really matter. Or even if he didn't talk about you, why is this person trying to make it clear that your man didn't talk about you or bring you up? Like, who wants to hear that? I feel like the biggest thing with some of these submissions is that people are not reading the room. That's something that you tell the man. Like, if you're the man's friend, then later you can be like, hey, dude, like, I didn't know you had this girl. Or like the girl can be like, I didn't know you had a girlfriend. I had no idea you've been dating for 8 months. Wow. But don't say that in front of the girlfriend, because now I'm going to be sitting there like, oh, wow, one, you didn't talk about me. And then two, why are you saying it like that? Like, oh my God, I had no idea. I've never heard of you before. It's like, well, why haven't you heard of me before? And why would you say that right now? That to me is just so, you're not reading the room. And that social cues, when people don't have social cues, that really grinds my gears. Because I'm like, it doesn't take much to read a room and try to make sure that no one's feeling uncomfortable. Like, I don't want anyone ever to feel uncomfortable when they're around me. I don't want anyone to ever feel some type of way about me or themselves in any way possible. So I would never, ever be like, oh, I never seen you before. That's just bold. And that's very much pick me behavior. Sorry, girl. Okay. Dear Imani, is Princess Belle a pick me girl? You know what's so funny about this? I got another submission and it says this. I'll read this one too. It says, Princess Belle is a pick me. Like, you don't have to be reading your book and walking like that. And I agree. Belle is a pick me. Princess Belle's a pick me. And I'll tell you why. Because just like this other one said, you are bumping into people reading your book. You're reading all day. We get it, girl. You know, you like to read. We get it. You like to read. You educate yourself, and that is totally fine. But you're bumping into people reading all damn day in the streets. People trying to offer you food. People trying to say, hey, Belle, like, how you doing today? You're like, I'm reading. I'm not paying no mind to anybody. You just want to show us that you like to read. And maybe I'm just a little envious. Maybe I'm being a pick me because I don't be reading nothing. So maybe I'm looking at Belle like, you think you cute because you read books? Maybe I'm just being a hater. I don't know. But I agree. I think that Belle is low-key a pick me girl. And kind of segue, Belle is just interesting anyway, because can we just talk about how Disney basically just normalized bestiality? But that's just a whole different other topic. So I agree. I think Belle is a pick me girl. All right. Dear Imani, is this pick me behavior? Not wanting to share my friends. I'm gonna have to say yeah, just because your friends are going to have other friends. I think we've all kind of experienced like when you are introduced to your best friend's other best friend or best friend's other friend, and you're kind of like, but this is my best friend, not your best friend. So it's like a little bit of jealousy kicks in, I think, when it comes to that. But you have to remember, you are not your friends' only friends. They have friends from other parts of their life, whether it's their job, their hometown, their school, whatever it may be. You don't own your friends. They're not your property to keep a hold of. So that is pick me behavior, to not want your friends to have other friends, because ultimately, isn't it all about just everyone being happy? As long as your friend doesn't treat you different when they get around their other group of friends and everyone's getting along, then you shouldn't be envious to the fact that your friend has other friends. If they are changing, then I can see where that comes in, but you're kind of being a pick me if you're getting upset that they have other friends. You can share your friends. We learned this a long time ago when we were kids. Sharing is caring, okay? So don't be a pick me in that way. All right, my last one. Dear Imani, is this pick me behavior? When girls say they don't wear makeup or things like, I don't know how you do all that makeup. I could never. Yes. It's the same thing like everything else we touched on. When you look cute in school, when you go to the gym, when you put on makeup, when you put effort into something and people or girls getting mad at you for that, that is pick me behavior. I don't think if you don't like to get dressed or put makeup on, that's fine. I would never be bothered by somebody else that doesn't want to put makeup on. But I always notice a pattern of girls that don't wear makeup want to get mad at girls that do wear makeup. Even when girls wear makeup to the gym, I do not care. Like what if that was the only time you felt like you wanted to get dressed for the day? I'm not there to judge that you put a beat face on going to the gym. That is just not my place. I don't know what you're going through. I don't know what, you could be going somewhere after. You could have came from somewhere, you came to the gym, or you could have just wanted to feel cute that day. That's not my place to judge that. So when girls judge girls for wearing makeup or putting on a beat face because you're out in public, you just are, don't be mad at another girl making effort. Like, and it's so funny, the same girls that say, I can never do all that makeup, are the same girls that are putting CC cream on, a little bit of mascara, and some lip gloss. You do care a little bit, sis. Like, you're putting some effort in. So don't get mad at the girls that maybe just go a little bit more above and beyond. And when they say, I could never do that, like, how do you have all the time? Don't try to make it seem like I just don't have nothing going on with my life. I don't like that either. I don't just have all this time to do my makeup. I do my makeup in 30 minutes max. Okay, you have 30 minutes in your day to put some makeup on. So don't try to play me like I have nothing going on in my life and I have all this day to just be pretty and girly because I'm such a girly girl. And that's all I have to offer is to put makeup on and wear cute outfits. No, I put makeup on because I like it. I like how it makes my face look. It makes me feel confident. It's pretty. And I also don't wear makeup a lot. But when I'm not wearing makeup, I never look at girls like, why does she have so much makeup on? Because I'm not a hater. I'm not a pick me. That is pick me behavior to the max. And stop saying that. Why do you have so much makeup on? Leave people alone. If they want to wear a beat face, let them wear a beat face. Don't be a hater. So that's that. So all those submissions were really, really good. I think this topic is something that easily can get you fired up. Like, as you notice, as I'm talking, I'm like, ah! Just because it's so annoying, pick me behavior. It's just like you're seeking the attention of usually your male counterparts, which once again, I don't know why you're so worried about what a man thinks. Oh my goodness, just no. But then also it's just a lot of times your pick me behavior ends up being rude. You never hear a pick me situation or a pick me girl, pick me behavior where it's nice. It's never nice. It's always like rooted in being mean or being a mean girl, or you're like fishing for compliments. And that's where I don't like it. I don't like that because you're just being rude. So for today, for Imani's final thoughts, stop being a pick me. That is really my final thoughts. If you listen to this whole podcast and you're at Imani's final thoughts, and some of those situations triggered you because you felt like, dang, I'll be doing that, then it's time to reevaluate. It's time to look in the mirror and do some self-reflection, baby girl or baby boy. Because if you're having pick me behavior, you're most likely sucking up putting negative energy into the room. People are probably talking behind your back because it's annoying behavior, and most people pick up on it. I mean, pick me behavior has been around since the beginning of time. I just don't think that we had a name or knew what to call it yet. But if you're that person, I hope this episode made you realize, dang, I'm that person, I need to change that. Or made you realize my friends like this or my peers like this, and I do not like that. So maybe you can check them on that. But I just hope you understood what a pick me girl, a pick me behavior was, and you learned something from it. My biggest thing is just don't be a pick me. It will really save you in the long run. And that's it for Imani's final thoughts. Thank you so much for watching or listening to today's episode. This was so much fun. Thank you for your submissions again. Like I said before, this is an interactive experience. So thank you for constantly submitting, emailing, going through the website at dearimani.com and submitting your stories. It's always so much fun to read. So make sure you keep doing that. Thank you so much for listening, and I will see you next week. Bye. Hello, dear Imani.